East Anglia is blue, and it's never felt better singing the blues. Jaden with another Thunderbolt. Welcome back to Where the Town Walk with myself, Luke, and today we've got Ian and Rich. Oh, we'll be discussing all things Ipswich Town, including the A to Z, which we're on letter B. So we've got to start with it, haven't we? Ipswich 3, then across the road 1. What a game, Rich.
Yeah, look, we've waited so long, Luke. I mean, 2009, there's people out there who'd never seen a Town victory over Norwich. Were we a little bit nervous at times? Yeah, probably. You know, I think we didn't start that well. We'll probably get onto that. But in the end, it all turned out well in the end, didn't it? And Marcelino Nunes running around with a corner flag. Absolute scenes.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, he took shit archery to the next level, didn't he? Ian, was you nervous before the game?
It's every derby I'm nervous, because you do believe, I think, we could beat them, but it's still know that it's like, all bets are off come the derby, and on any break from play, you think, oh, they're going to get one of those bloody balls that just silence the crowd, which kind of did happen in the first half. But yeah, I was very nervous, confident that we would get a result, which we did. So that was all worked out.
Yeah, definitely more than worked out. I was very, very impressed with. I think not the start of the game, like I said, was probably a bit nervy, but I was very impressed with the second half with how we sort of controlled the game. I don't know if you guys would remember, but when we last played them at Portman Road, the second half was a little bit of a squeaky one. It could have gone either way, couldn't it? That second half, we were definitely the better team, but it could have gone different. So 2 years later, I think it shows that we've got a little bit of a bit of control over our emotions, maybe. So yeah, that was really good to see. I think that we have to talk about the goals, and to start off, Rich, Jaden's goal, absolute screamer.
He's having his own goal of the season with himself. I mean, 5 goals. I think that's 5 now, isn't it, Luke? He scored all at Portman Road, and I mean, any of them, you could argue which one's the better one. Look, today, I'm going to be a bit critical of their goalkeeper. I think it's a great strike. If that was my goalkeeper, if that was Alex Palmer, I'd be a little bit disappointed, because I think if you watch it back, it's literally, it might have moved a little bit because these balls do fly a little bit, but I think, Luke, it's probably done him for pace in the end, because he's literally got it out his feet, and he's literally unleashed one. But I still think the goalkeeper, I think he gets fingers to it. If I'm a Norwich fan, I'm a little bit disappointed in my goalkeeper. I don't really care, because we wear blue and white. So, and I think at that point in the game, obviously we got the first goal, and then they'd equalised pretty quickly. I think we needed that, because if we'd have gone in at half-time 1-1, I think we'd have been a little bit flat, because when you get ahead, you think, brilliant, we've got ahead, and then to give them a goal sort of 2-3 minutes later was disappointing. And then to get that, you could feel that buzz as we went off the pitch at half time. We thought, right, this is 2-1, and this is game on, and this is going to be our time.
Yeah, it was a crappy goal to concede as well, wasn't it? That deflection off, I think it was Matasira. But yeah, I think you're right about their goalkeeper in general. I don't think their goalkeeper had a good game. He was coming punch in the air at times, wasn't he? He wasn't great all throughout the whole game. Ian, what did you think to the goals? I think the Jaden obviously is the pick of the bunch, but it was good to see Kipre, who I thought had a great game, get his first goal for Town.
Yeah, he got a well-deserved man of the match again. That's his second one in 3 games, so brilliant. And I think a couple of people raised their eyebrows when they saw that Greaves had been dropped. I know that there's different people in different camps regarding Greaves and Kipre. So, McKenna went with Kipre, and he was vindicated with not only his performance, but being first onto that ball in the box, and he struck it, so well for a defender as well. That was not going to be stopped, and it showed to me, even though the guy's new to the club, the passion he displayed throughout that game, and the way he took that goal really. You could see that he'd bought into the whole ethos about, it's the East Anglian derby, isn't just like, it is a big thing. And like Rich said, to then the equaliser for them, if it had gone in, that would have been like going in 1-0 down. So I think, we've seen it before when we only go in 1-0 at half time. We really do need these second goals. And that was certainly a way to stun the crowd, because, we felt a little bit deflated when Norwich equalised. But just before half time, going in off that Jaden wonder strike. I mean, the way he just spun the player first and then just took a knock was really, really good. I mean, George Hurst kind of said it. Well, I said it all. He showed it all when he's just stood there with his head in his hands at like, oh my God, that's outrageous. So, yeah, it was a good goal. And then the final one, what was pleasing for me, it would have been great to see Azon get the goal, but the fact that we had Smodics and Clark both in there on that second phase of play as well to make sure we made the most of it. And, the through ball from Nunez was perfect as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. That shows the commitment to get into the box, and it was nice. I mean, Jack Clark. I mean, his numbers? I think he's scored 4 or 5 for the season now. I think
4.
so. Obviously he hasn't started many games, but it shows that there's goals, as you come off the bench, which is really, really good for us. I think that's an interesting take on Kipper. I think he's looked good. He's looked very good the last two times he started. Obviously, we know there's been a bit of issue with Greaves in terms of the fan base. Are we liking the Greaves and O'Shea together? I know, Rich, you have your question marks over the pairing. Do you think O'Shea and Kipper are a better partnership? He's very calm on the ball, isn't he? Reminds me a little bit of Tuanzebe, where he's a little bit relaxed. He's got that little bit about him. But yeah, do you think they're a better partnership?
I like Jacob Greaves. I think he's a really good footballer, but I think it's an interesting one, Luke, because he came back in at Bristol. And I didn't think he was terrible. I didn't think he was terrible that night. I thought we'd probably talk about that in a little bit. But I thought Greaves would probably keep his place today, if I'm being honest. But I think Kipre showed, like Ian said, in his performance against Portsmouth. Look, he knows this league, Luke. I think he's played, 170, 180 games. He's probably played in your Midlands derbies, your Black Country derby against Wolves. So it's not really new to him, I thought, look, he does bring an assurance on the ball. He's calm. He's an absolute monster, isn't he? And I mean, it's funny how derbies go, because when you go into the game, you think, who's going to score the goal today? Who's going to be the hero? And it's always sometimes somebody who you don't think who it's going to be, but he finished it well, didn't he? Look, he had a little bit of luck how it sort of fell to him. Nice to see a score from a set piece, and that sort of just set the tone. But yeah, he was my man of the match today. But I think Mick Millsy was quite critical of him on the radio. I've not listened to that. I normally listen the next day, so I'll be interested to see what he says. But I thought he had a really good game, and it'll be interesting to see now when we go to Borough if he keeps his place. Yeah,
it's good though to have competition, isn't it? Throughout the squad, that's a good thing. Let's touch on the Bristol City away game. A point, Ian. I mean, in the great scheme of things, is that a bad point?
I don't think it is. And Bristol were third in the table at that point in the time. They came with a game plan. They executed it really, really well. They defended really well. They were almost playing like they were the away team. Really good on the counter, strong in defence. And when you're the home team, it's on you to break those teams down. And we found ourselves in that position, even though we were playing at Ashton Gate. And did we fail to do that? Maybe to a degree, but I just have to give credit. Sometimes a team will turn up who have executed the game plan really well, and I think that's what it was with Bristol. We continue to dominate with the possession at times, and we know that's how we like to play. Kind of, take our chances when they come, and they may not always come quick enough. We didn't lose. So that's the key thing there. So draw away, win at home is the old equation. Take the game in hand from Blackburn. As long as we make the most of those possible 3 points available, then we'd sat in third position right now as well. So yeah, I would take a point away at Bristol. It was a good result, I think, when you look at the way Bristol put their stall out.
Yeah, definitely. Something that has obviously a little bit of a concern over the last couple of games is our defending from set pieces, and obviously we gave away another goal from a corner against Bristol City, and I think it's something that we do need to eradicate pretty quickly, because other teams, if they're going to sit in their low block and they're going to sit and defend, they're going to try and do anything to get to score a goal. And something that they might see as an opportunity to score is a set piece. So if we do need to get better at that, it's quite weak, Rich, wasn't it, again, to score from a set play?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the game, we were pretty much in control, Luke, in the first 20 minutes. And that's it. I know it's small details, but Nunez loses the ball there. Does McAteer need to give the corner away in the first place? Possibly not. But once it's given away, you've just got to defend it properly. He gets the run on, I think, about 3 players. It's a good goal from their point of view, because they probably worked on that in training. But it's really poor from our point of view. And if you look, obviously the game before, it was like last knockings of that game, Portsmouth score. then the first corner they get that game. I thought we defended today pretty well on the set plays because they had quite a few corners, didn't they? There's one spell when they had down to Sir Ralph Ramsey, they had 4 on the trot, didn't they? And I thought we done okay there. Sometimes I'd like Palmer to come and claim, which he did today in that second half. I think sometimes he does sit on his line a little bit, but I thought today we defended pretty well. And it's sometimes teams don't have to do a lot against us to score a goal, Luke. When you're in control, don't give the opposition a cheap goal, because like Ian says, they had a real good game plan, Bristol City. I thought they played pretty well and maybe a little bit on the balance. They possibly could have won that game. I think a draw probably was fair, but they did play like the away side. But when you're on top in a game, just defend properly. Just do your basics right. We can't keep giving goals away because it will come back to bite us somewhere along the line.
Yeah, no, 100%. Right, so obviously got another boring international break. Even though the last one was a little bit exciting for England fans. We had some good results, so let's hope we have some good results again. But after the international break, we come to again a Friday night game, and it's Borough away. Tough game. Let's get your predictions. So Ian, we'll start with you, mate. What are we predicting? Would you be happy with a draw away at Borough?
I think expectations would state that we should be looking for at least a minimum of 1 point away. It depends how they react to losing away at Portsmouth on the weekend. Big international break. They're going to have to mull over that. They're going to be probably thinking, where have we gone wrong? What's happened? A couple of players away on international duty for us as well. So we have to think, how's that going to affect our players? I would like to think we could go away now and, start really kicking on in the season, make the most of this. We just want to get that Blackburn game rearranged as quickly as possible. Is now a good time to play Middlesbrough? Potentially. Maybe it's hard to say. I mean, their Portsmouth display was pretty poor. I don't know whether it's just going to start to drop off a little bit like maybe Stoke have after the last couple of games. Yeah, but I think certainly a draw is achievable, and it'd be nice to maybe steal a win. But I'm prediction-wise, I'm thinking I'm probably going to stick with a very meager 1-1 draw.
Okay. I think that's I think that's respectable. I think it's difficult, isn't it? I think a draw away to Borough wouldn't be a bad result, but I think we need one of them statement victories that sort of show that we're now going to push on, because we haven't quite had that yet, have we? And what do you think, Rich? What's your prediction?
Especially away from home, I agree with that, Luke. I know we haven't won away yet. We've got the home form, which I think if you're going to be up there pushing for promotion, you need that home form. But I think now's the time to go away. Borough have hit the buffers a little bit. I think they got 3 draws, a win and a defeat in their last 5. So it's an interesting one now, isn't it? Because you probably want to keep that run going. With the win today, it'd be great if you had a game maybe in midweek to keep that run going. But then on the flip side, we can all have a rest, reset again. I think we can go to Borough and beat them. I honestly do. I think I agree with you. If we could go up there and lay down a marker, I think you look at that table now, we're only 6 points off Coventry at the top, and we haven't got going to anything near, I think, what our potential is so far. But I think we can go there and beat them. We went there last time out when we played them when we got promotion and won 2-0. I think we should be full of confidence now. With 3 wins and a draw in the last 4. I think we go there, we're going to win 2-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking 2-1. I think we'll concede. We always bloody concede, but I think we'll. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory, statement sort of victory, Friday night. That's what I'm going to go for. Right, we're now on to this week's A to Z. So we're on to the letter B. Ian, I'm going to throw it to you first, mate. So letter B. Who is your letter B for Ipswich?
It's 52 years ago this week that we were able to go away to Real Madrid and draw 0-0, having beaten them 1-0 at Portman Road. So I'm going to go B for Bernabeu. It was October the 3rd, 1973, 0-0 away in Madrid. You wouldn't think it these days, would you, Ipswich? But that came off the back of a 1-0 home win, which I believe was by a Real Madrid own goal. So when you tell people, that we've beaten Madrid in the European Cup, that's like, well, it was UEFA Cup then, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, that for me is a big day in Ipswich history. At that point in time, it was anyway.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good one, especially for someone maybe a little bit younger like myself. We haven't seen stuff like that, so it's nice to hear the stories from all them sort of times. Rich, what about you, mate? What's your letter B?
I'm going for a player, and it's he's 60 yesterday. Ian will probably remember him. He played 168 games for Town between 1983 and 1988. He also played for Middlesbrough, Man City, Oldham, lots of teams. Mark Brennan came through the academy at Town. I was obviously started going in 84, so I really remember him, left foot. And takers of one of the worst penalties, Luke, I've ever seen at Portman Road against Derby, Churchman's End. It's the pitches. I think it's probably on YouTube. You can go and find it. It's muddy. He pops it down and he slices it left foot. I never trust left footers from penalties. He slices it about 3 yards wide of the post. But he was a very good footballer. I like Mark Brennan. He was 60 yesterday. So happy birthday, Mark Brennan.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Happy birthday, mate. I love that. Yeah, two good ones. Right, we're now on to tweet of the week. So let me just get it up. And it's 2 words, and it is order restored. And obviously we're talking about the derby. Finally, they haven't got anything to say about us, have they? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They've been singing this old 16 years, which obviously isn't actually 16 years, but 16 years over us. They haven't got anything to say anymore, Ian, do they?
No, and actually, what was interesting is today, when we went into the game, there was 43 wins for Ipswich and 43 wins for Norwich with, I think, 23 draws. So today, as of now, it's now 44 wins for Ipswich and 43 wins for Norwich. So we are the pride of Anglia in every respect.
Oh, 100%. Love it. What do you think, Rich? They can be quiet now, can't they? There's those down the road.
I think they've got a really tough season ahead of them, and they've probably got a big decision to make about the manager now.
Agent Liam Manning?
Well, I see it was a video from the Norwich end, and when they've gone over, he's sort of slunk away while they're obviously not getting the best reception. I thought they were really poor. I mean, Josh Sargent, Luke's one of the best strikers in the league. Didn't get a sniff, didn't get any service. I'll take him at Portman Road in January. Mark Ashton, if you're watching, I would, honestly. I think he's a really good player. But I thought it was, other than about the first 10, 15 minutes where I thought we started pretty poor, like Dar O'Shea was very shaky early on, Luke, with his passing. If you haven't seen it, there's a great video out of the huddle when Dar O'Shea's doing the speech. I think that's excellent. If you haven't found it, Town fans, go and have a look at that. There's a few bleeps in there, but
just a few.
I think it's very good. But other than that 15 minutes, I thought we were pretty comfortable in the game without ever really having to hit top gear. Possibly if we'd have got that 3rd goal earlier in the second half, we could have gone on there. But you could feel that release, Luke, in the stadium. As soon as Jack Clark put that one in, we all knew it was over. It was over, and we could enjoy that last few minutes. It was party time. All we got to do now is, when we go to Carrow Road in April, let's go and roll them over down there. Let's do the double over them.
There was one issue. Casey McAteer was stripped off, ready to come on just before they brought on this, and that didn't happen. And I was like, oh, Philogene stayed on. So I'm not sure if something's going to come out of that. I mean, like you said, we've got an international break now, so if there is a niggle, that'll roll over. But that was interesting. I thought he was coming on, and then there was a change. So
yeah, I saw him. He took his warm-up top off, didn't he? But yeah, maybe it's just a change in decisions. I mean, Jaden was having a good game, and I actually thought he'd done it right from the right as well. He hasn't done previously, is he? Before he's suddenly it turned into this world beater that everybody's seeing now.
And he moved over to cover Val Egli, who I think again is showing glimpses of excellence in every game as well, as a young lad like he is. But just on the Norwich manager role, it's interesting that Steve Bruce was released by Blackburn this week, and I know he has a bit of a soft spot for Norwich. So would there be a return of the Bruce?
We'll see. Either way, though, we'll keep looking down at them in the table. So yeah, lovely guys. Thank you very much. It's all very, very nice. Been looking forward to this one. I knew we'd beat them, so it's been very very good, very enjoyable chat. Thank you everybody for watching and listening at home. Please comment below your letter B for Ipswich onto the A to Z. And thank you very much.